So we're talking about transition into parenthood course. So what are some of the main things that are part of the course?
Well, the transition into parenthood class usually consists of two separate days, either two Saturdays or two Sundays. And day one is where we go through pregnancy, labour, birth, and a tiny touch of after the birth, the delivery of the placenta. The day two is pure baby care, and that's all about feeding, sleeping, settling, how to look after a baby, what to buy for a baby. My God, this is vast.
Yes, definitely.
And the day two is actually, I don't know if it's more important than day one, but no matter how the birth unfolds, people definitely need the baby care.
Good. So how long is it? How are the parents involved? Like the dads? How?
Well, all of the dads are involved, and unlike the previous generation or a couple of generations ago, those men were left out of it. I know a lot of people say, oh, look, they weren't really interested, but some of them were, but they just weren't even allowed to be involved, either by the hospital staff or, just our culture. Whereas these days, dads are extremely excited to be becoming a dad, and they are very much, looking forward to having a baby, so they want to be really super involved. And in fact, what I teach the dads is how to be really, really involved and supportive, but it's not all about the mum giving birth, it's also about him becoming a dad too, and being as involved as he wants to be. Never any pressure, but I open up all of the possibilities and let them know what all the chances are.
That's great. So how long does the course? Obviously, it's the 2 days, but throughout those 2 days, what are you focusing on specifically?
Well, we start at 9 in the morning, finish at about 4:30. We just have a quick break for morning tea and a quick break for lunch, just so that we can maximise our day together. And during that time, actually, what I say to everybody is, this is not school, right? You can eat all day, you can drink all day, be merry all day, and just relax. This is adult education. It's not like a school class. So in that time, we're able to answer all of the questions that everybody wants to ask, all the things that are the common things that frighten people, like how do we actually know that we've gone into labour? What about if it was a mega fast labour? What if it was a shocking, boring, slow labour? What about if the waters break? And when can we expect that to happen? And what does the midwives in the hospital expect of us? And what can we expect of them? How much help and support, and what are the facilities like, especially at the moment, right? Corona,
Yeah,
nobody's
definitely.
doing any hospital tours, and they're doing a little bit of stuff online, but there's not, a lot of people are a bit disappointed. So they're sort of going in a bit blind, and what I'm able to do is describe it all to them, because I know all of the hospitals, and I'm able to highlight for them, this is what you can expect, this is how to use it, the showers, the baths, the hot packs, all of the facilities, and how long you'll be there for, what your choices and options are, and how to negotiate everything as well. So coming along to class is a massive eye-opener for people. The dads get up at the end of it and they're just astounded at how much they've learnt. And the women are so glad. They're so glad that he's learnt so much. Because she may have done quite a bit of reading, or she's been chatting to her girlfriends and hearing quite a bit from them, maybe. Or maybe she's only heard horror stories, right? But otherwise, what happens is the dads are flying blind, and the dad's like, well, you know it all, I don't. And so you can just tell me, can't you, on the day? And I've heard those sort of comments before. And so when the dads have come along, and in fact, I had an email on these lines yesterday, the mum said to me, her name's Alison, and she said, he was absolutely fantastic. He remembered everything that you taught us, and he helped me massively. And they had a beautiful natural birth, exactly the way they wanted. She sent me photos, and she gave birth at Bankstown, and it was a beautiful water birth. And the dad received the baby.
Wow.
Yeah. And so you should see the smile on his face. Yeah. So it was a fantastic birth. First baby. Totally drug-free. And she said that had they not learnt what they learnt here in the transition into parenthood, she's not sure that they would have been able to do that. Yeah. Yeah, so it was a lovely email. They did the hypnobirthing as well.
Right.
Yeah, so they knew all the breathing, all the relaxation. So the two courses are quite different, similar, but different. And the transition covers all the practical stuff, and the hypnobirthing is kind of more the psychological.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else that tends to be a bit surprising for anybody? Like,
I think
anything
everything's surprising.
Yes, but anything particular that you feel like stands out from maybe other courses or
Oh,
other...
for sure. Well, there's a big difference.
Yeah.
Okay. So I used to work in a hospital for 12 years, right? And I would often walk past other doorways, like, of other educators. And you can hear them all talking a lot about drugs, or you can hear them all talking a lot about pain. What is pain? Where does pain come from? Why do we have pain? How does the body work around pain and all this sort of stuff? To be honest, nobody wants a massive lecture about pain.
No.
So I don't bang on about pain. I talk more about what do we do to make ourselves comfortable? How can partner help and support? And I think that that's actually far more important. And I ask people too, what would you like to learn? What is it? What are your burning questions? And they want their fears allayed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and massage, acupressure points, all of those sorts of things. The practical, how could he possibly help her? They're the most important, the highest priority.
Yeah.
Do you want to know something interesting?
Sure.
Well, on Hollywood movies, what's the first way that they show labour starting?
Oh, like screaming, all
Yeah.
that sort of thing. Lots
Yeah.
of contractions and
Yeah.
just a lot of pain. Lots
Yeah.
of screaming is the main thing.
Yeah, and the way that they usually depict labour to actually start is with the waters breaking.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you want to know the truth?
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to hear. Sure.
Well, the truth is that less than 10% of labours actually start that way.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. See, most people expect because of Hollywood, that's how I'm going to know that I've gone into labour, right?
Yeah.
And it's not true. Less than 10% of labours start that way. Well, have you found that interesting, Chloe?
Definitely. Is there
Yeah.
anything else you want to add?
Oh, well, just that all the classes have got room in them and that people can hit the website, julieclark.com.au, or they can give me a call on 0401 265530.
Great.
Thank you. Lovely chatting to you.